Ever wondered why we bow down to societal expectations, even when it compromises our personal happiness? We live in a world that's akin to a pressure cooker of societal norms, where the whistle blows when we're not measuring up to the standards set by others. This pressure can stem from various sources: the workplace, our peers, our families, and increasingly, social media. We often find ourselves caught in the whirlwind of these expectations, trying to mold ourselves into a version that's acceptable to the world. Workplace demands can be a major source of pressure. We're expected to work relentlessly, often at the cost of our personal lives. We're encouraged to strive for promotions and salary hikes, even if it means sacrificing our health or our hobbies. Then there's peer pressure, the invisible force that nudges us to conform to the behaviors, values, and attitudes of our friends and acquaintances. It can push us to make choices that we wouldn't normally consider, just to fit in or avoid feeling out of place. Family expectations can also add to this pressure. The desire to live up to what our family expects from us, be it in terms of our career, our lifestyle, or our life choices, can often leave us feeling overwhelmed and conflicted. And let's not forget the growing influence of social media, which has created a new dimension of societal pressure. We're constantly bombarded with images of perfect lives, leading us to question our own worth and achievements. Understanding the problem is the first step toward solving it. As we delve deeper into this topic, we'll explore strategies to navigate these pressures and reclaim a sense of balance in our lives. In the age of Instagram perfect lives, how often do we question the reality behind those smiling faces and sunlit brunches? We live in a world where social media platforms have become our windows to the outside world. We see people living their best lives, showcasing their achievements, and painting a picture of perfection. But here's the catch. This world is often a mirage, a carefully curated representation of life that may not reflect the full truth. The constant barrage of these seemingly perfect lives can sometimes make us feel inadequate. We begin to compare our lives, our relationships, our achievements with those we see online. And this comparison can be a slippery slope. It can lead to feelings of discontentment, anxiety, and even depression. Social media has also transformed the way we communicate and connect. We've replaced heartfelt conversations with likes and comments, and real connections with virtual ones. This shift has not only changed the dynamics of our relationships, but also the way we perceive ourselves and others. But it's important to remember that social media is a tool, and like any tool, its impact depends on how we use it. It can be a platform for inspiration, for learning, for connecting with loved ones. But when it becomes a yardstick to measure our self-worth, it can have detrimental effects on our mental health and personal relationships. So, how do we navigate this social media mirage? The first step is awareness. Recognize that what you see online is a fraction of someone's life, not the whole picture. Understand that it's human to have ups and downs, successes and failures. Next, practice self-compassion. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your journey, your growth. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small they may seem. And most importantly, remember to take breaks from social media. Use this time to reconnect with yourself, to nurture your real-life relationships, to do things that bring you joy. Remember, comparison is the thief of joy. So, let's not let the social media mirage steal our happiness. Let's use it mindfully, responsibly, and remember to stay true to ourselves in this ever-evolving digital world. What if we told you being imperfect is the new perfect? In a world where we're often encouraged to put our best foot forward, it's easy to lose sight of the fact that we're all human. We all have flaws, make mistakes, and face challenges. It's these imperfections that make us unique, that make us authentic. Authenticity is more than just being honest or real. It's about embracing who we are, with all our strengths and weaknesses. It's about showcasing our true selves, rather than hiding behind a mask of perfection. It's about standing up for what we believe in, even if it goes against the grain. You see, when we try to conform to societal norms or expectations, we're not only doing a disservice to ourselves, but also to those around us. We create a facade, a mirage that might seem appealing on the surface, but lacks depth and substance. On the other hand, when we're authentic, we're able to form genuine connections, build trust, and foster deeper relationships. But the power of authenticity extends beyond our personal lives. It also plays a crucial role in our professional lives. Authentic leaders, for instance, are known for their transparency, empathy, and integrity. They're not afraid to admit their mistakes, ask for help, or show vulnerability. This not only makes them relatable, but also inspires trust and loyalty among their team members. So, how can we embrace our authenticity? It starts with self-awareness. We need to recognize our strengths, acknowledge our weaknesses, and understand our values. We need to accept ourselves as we are, without judgment or criticism. We need to be comfortable in our own skin, and not let the fear of judgment or rejection hold us back. Remember, authenticity doesn't mean sharing every aspect of our lives or airing our dirty laundry. It's about being honest, being real, and being true to ourselves. It's about showing up as we are without pretense or facade. It's about embracing our imperfections and celebrating our uniqueness. Authenticity is a magnet. It attracts the right people and opportunities. So, let's dare to be authentic. Let's dare to be imperfect. Let's dare to be ourselves. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing more beautiful, more powerful than being authentically you. When was the last time you had a heart-to-heart conversation, away from the noise of social media? Let's marinate on that for a moment. In this age of constant connectivity, we may often find ourselves drowning in the sea of social media chatter, leaving little room for the genuine face-to-face interactions that truly nourish us. The digital world is like a bustling city that never sleeps. But just as we need a quiet retreat from the city's hustle, we also need a sanctuary from the clamor of social media. This sanctuary is our personal space, a sacred realm where we reconnect with our true selves away from societal pressures and expectations. But how do we reclaim this personal space? It starts with setting boundaries. Just as we set boundaries in our personal relationships, it's equally important to establish limits with social media. This could mean designating certain hours of the day as social media free, or limiting the time we spend scrolling through feeds. Remember, control your social media, don't let it control you. Next, let's talk about communication. In a world where emojis and memes often replace words, let's not forget the power of a meaningful conversation. Communication is the lifeblood of personal relationships. Make an effort to have open, honest dialogues with your loved ones, away from the digital realm. These conversations can help bridge the gap created by social pressures, strengthening your bonds in the process. Lastly, prioritize real connections. While it's easy to get lost in the sea of virtual friends and followers, true connection comes from meaningful, offline interactions. Invest time in cultivating these relationships. After all, it's the shared laughter, the shared tears, and the shared silence that truly enrich our lives. In the end, it all boils down to one simple principle: quality over quantity, always. In our quest to balance the social and the personal, let's remember to focus on the depth of our connections, rather than the breadth. Because when we prioritize quality interactions over the quantity of likes and shares, we reclaim our personal space, fostering healthier relationships and a happier self. Ready to take control? Here's how you can navigate the maze of social pressures. In today's interconnected world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the pressure to conform to societal norms and expectations. But remember, you hold the power to steer your own course. Let's explore some practical strategies to help you regain control. First up, consider a social media detox. It's a simple yet powerful tool to disconnect from the virtual world and reconnect with your inner self. Just as you would cleanse your body of toxins, a social media detox can cleanse your mind, freeing you from the constant bombardment of online noise. You don't have to go cold turkey. Start with a few hours a day, gradually increasing the length of your digital detox. Next, let's talk about setting boundaries. Establishing limits on your social media usage can prevent the virtual world from encroaching on your personal space. Treat your time as a valuable resource. Be mindful of where and how you spend it. For example, you could designate certain hours of the day as no social media zones. This small step can have a big impact on your overall well-being. Lastly, prioritize real connections. In the hustle and bustle of our digital lives, we often neglect our offline relationships. Make a conscious effort to invest time in building and nurturing meaningful relationships in the real world. Face-to-face interactions, shared experiences, and genuine conversations can enrich your life in ways that digital connections simply cannot. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate social pressures entirely. That's an impossible task. Instead, focus on finding your own balance. It's about making conscious choices that align with your values and priorities, not societal expectations. Navigating social pressures is no easy task. It's a journey, not a destination. But with these strategies, you're well equipped to traverse this challenging landscape. Change begins with a single step. So take that step today. Embark on your journey towards a healthier, more balanced personal life. And remember, you're not alone in this. We're all in this together. The path to balance isn't a straight line, it's a journey. It's about recognizing the social media mirage, embracing authenticity, and reclaiming our personal space. It's about navigating social pressures and making choices that align with our values, not societal expectations. It's about taking a digital detox, setting boundaries, and prioritizing real connections. So let's embark on this journey together, one step at a time. Remember, your life, your rules. Until next time, stay true to